Good morning, kids. It's Mr. Adigovich. We're here from Math Minute 29, and I'm going to remind you that I will not be in the school building today. So there will be no live meetings today. Everything will be pre-recorded and set for you, but there will be no live meetings for you today. So I hope you enjoy your day and a little bit of a break from me. But we still have some work to do. So we're going to go ahead and get started with Math Minute 29. You may have noticed I started in with my new packet that's not all wrinkled up and broken down like the other one might be. Otherwise, this is the last page of the old packet. So you could work from either one. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to tell you, you do not need to keep this, okay? You can recycle this. The reason for that is the skills that you've learned will be apparent to me and will show up in your tests and in your quizzes and on your MCA tests. So I don't need this to give you a grade, so to speak. This was just for practice. This one, however, once you complete this one, you will bring this back to school, so please keep this one safe. In any case, number 1 says 54 plus 28. Number 2, expanded form of 556. Expanded form. Number 3, the perimeter of the shape is 12. Kids, when we talk about perimeter, and we will start to do that, all the perimeter is, it's a big fancy word for the outside edges of an area. Okay, if you think of your fence in your yard, if you have a fence, your fence is the perimeter of your yard. It details where your yard begins and ends, and it's usually closed in. You could think of a room as the same way. Your dining room, your living room, your bedroom, the classroom, all of those things have outside walls that separate them out from everything else. And you would probably have a door in here, obviously, otherwise you'd be trapped in your room. But the perimeter is the outside edges of an area. Okay, so we find the perimeter by adding the length of all the sides together. Okay, so we add the length of this side plus this side plus this side plus this side. And if you do that, you'll come up with a number. And I'll just go through this one with you because we haven't talked about it and I've already started. So 4 plus 2 is 6, plus 4 more. I just put little plus signs there. Plus 4 more is 10, plus 2 more is 12. So the perimeter of this rectangle is 12. So this would be true. Okay. So that's a quick little mini lesson on perimeter. Number 4 says 24 divided by 4, and number 5 says 7 times 2. So go ahead and pause your video, make those calculations for numbers 1 through 5, get your answers in, and come back and check your work. For number 1, you should have come up with 82 because 4 plus 8 is 12. You have to regroup, and that puts 1 more in the tens column. Number 2, the expanded form is 500 plus 50 plus 6. Remember, when you're talking about expanded form, you're separating out the hundreds, the tens, and the ones. And if there's more place values in that, like thousands or 10,000s, you would separate those out too. We talked about the perimeter and the fact that this was true. 24 divided into equal groups of 4 gives you 6 groups. 24 divided into equal groups of 4 gives you 6 groups. Okay, the interesting thing about this is if you reverse this and you say 6 times 4 going backwards equals 24. So if you switch it up, these are why they're fact families. 24 divided by 4 equals 6. But 24 also equals 4 times 6, or 6 times 4 equals 24. These numbers will always work together. So if you know your multiplication facts, division will come super easy to you. I'm going to say that again too. If you know your multiplication facts, division will come super easy to you. That's why it's so important to practice extra math. No matter how boring or time consuming it might be, it's critical that you know these so that you can work faster. Number 5, 7 times 2 is 14. Moving on to 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Number 6, 96 minus 35. Number 7, 6 divided by 3. Again, you say that 6 divided by 3. A lot of times kids will look at this division symbol and they'll say 3 divided by 6, but that is not correct. Because if you took 3 and divided it by 6, you'd end up with a fraction, and then it gets super confusing from there for the time being. So you say this one, 6 divided by 3, or it looks like this. Circle the abbreviation for mile. We've talked about abbreviations. Usually they start with the first letter of the word. That should help cue you in onto which one the abbreviation is, and they're shortened forms of the word. For 9 and 10, write how much time has passed. Okay, how much time has passed. For example, from 3:15 to 3:45, the easiest way to do that is to remember these are 5-minute increments of time. They're spaced out in 5. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So to get from the 3 all the way over to the 9, 30 minutes have passed. Some kids will also say, well, Mr. I do it differently. I take 3:45 and I take away 3:15, and that leaves me with 30 minutes. This is okay, but it's not always going to be correct. Okay? There's different reasons for that, but the best way to do it right now is to count the minutes as you go around the clock. Okay? Don't get into this subtracting time thing yet, because it will not give you the correct answer all the time. Number 10, you can solve on your own. So go ahead and pause your video and solve 6, 7, 8, and 10. Come back and check your work, and then you'll move on with your day. Number 6, 96 minus 35 is 61. 7, 6 divided by 3 equals 2. And remember, if you do your division problem like this, your quotient line, your answer, goes on top. The abbreviation for mile is MI. 30 minutes passed and 45 minutes passed. Sorry, this one got a little longer than usual today, but I wanted to give you some explanation on perimeter and also talk about extra math and multiplication and how it works with division. And we had this one in here, which is kind of new. So make sure you're paying attention to those things. Thanks for watching the whole video. If you did, I really appreciate that, because that ensures or makes sure that you're going to know these skills when we get to those tests, and specifically that MCA that's going to be coming up, and in the bigger picture, 4th grade. So have a great day, kids. I will see you tomorrow. Thanks. Bye.